What's going on, everybody? Corey here, and this video is just kind of an updated pet peeves video. Um, I have a lot of them, uh, and this is just my personal pet peeves within Magic. Some you may be able to relate to, some you may think that I'm just crazy, but that's why it's my pet peeves. And um, I've got just my my top five. They're not really in any particular order, but let's get started. So the first one is large EDCs. I'm part of some EDC groups on Facebook. Uh, I see some EDC stuff on Discords, and for me, really, the definition is EDC is, it's your everyday carry items. These are things that are going to fit in your pocket. You are going to the gas station, you're going to the convenience store, even going out. These are things that you would just naturally grab and have in your pocket. Most your typical EDCs are going to be like your wallet, your phone, have your watch, stuff like that. But it wouldn't be anything really extra. Um, Obviously, if you're going out for longer periods of time, deck of playing cards, maybe some coins, whatever. But they're items that easily fit in your pocket, or if you're someone who carries a purse, stuff in your purse. But I see people who they take like 3 Rubik's Cubes with them, or they're taking cube and bottle. They're taking all these big elaborate things. They're taking a ton of things with them, like 16 different decks of GAF cards. And it's like, that's not an EDC. That's you just taking your collection with you. So that's a pretty big pet peeve of mine. Um, I get if you carry a bag, putting stuff in your bag, but don't overdo it. It's similar to the people who you see go out and they're in the groups and they're like, "Oh, I'm getting ready to do my first gig, and which gaff deck should I take with me?" And they're like, "I'm thinking about taking an invisible deck, and a stripper deck, and a Svengali deck, and I'm thinking about taking a quantum deck, and they just name all these that they're going to take with them." It's like, you don't need all that for a walk around gig or any gig. So that's my first one, is just large EDCs. EDC should be something that's manageable, that you don't even have to think about. If you're loading up a bag, that's not an EDC. That's you just wanting to take a bunch of stuff with you. Next one, and this is on my list every single time. This is a big pet peeve of mine, is playing cards. You see people all the time, they only use bicycle playing cards because that's what people know. And I'm here to tell you that yes, while people may know bicycle playing cards, most people have novelty decks in their house, and that's all they have. I can't count the number of times that someone said, "Hey, do a trick," and they grab like a Coca-Cola Coca-Cola deck. They grab some weird random deck. Now, more popular 3011 decks. Use the cards you want to use. If you love bicycle cards, that's fine. To me, bikes are crap quality. You can spend more to get decent quality bikes, but at that point, I'm going to buy nicer cards. I'm going to buy cohorts. I'm going to buy keepers, which actually these aren't available anymore. I'm going to buy Steve Della's deck. Like, I'm going to buy other cards, and I use other cards. My primary cards are cohorts. Sometimes if I'm going something fancy, I might grab some Theory 11 decks if I want to go that route. But don't just stick to bicycle because you think that's what everyone can identify with. Depending on where you go, aviators may be the deck that they are familiar with. Hoyles. There's all these decks. No one's thinking a trick deck unless you specifically come out with a deck of cards like, "Look here, I've got a perfectly normal deck of cards." That's when you trigger people thinking something's wrong. All you have to do is let people handle the cards. Like, "Hey, do you want to give these a shuffle?" That takes everything off. Or, "Here, check these out. I want you to spread through and pick out your favorite card." That's all you have to do. No one's thinking you have a trick deck of cards until you bring focus to it. So use the deck you want. If you love bicycles, use them. But if you don't, don't feel like you have to use them. I know a lot of gaffs come for bikes, but don't use bikes if you don't want to use them. Learn how to make your own gaffs if you want to use certain gaff cards. I know that's not easy in all cases, but there's so many different kinds of decks that are great and much better quality than bikes. Um, excuse me. Next up is people who don't use their gaffs. I see people who have Lassen gaffs, which those can't be replaced at this point. You know, Todd's passed away. They've got Schoolcraft, Roy Cooper's, they've got Ronald Davies, uh, gaff coins, and they don't use them. It's like they collect them and then that's it. They're scared to death to take them out. They don't want to take them to gigs. They don't want to be in their EDC because if they lose them, they drop them, they get damaged. That's part of the gaff game. Like that can happen, but you've spent all this money on a nice custom gaff and you're not going to use it. My Lassen Walking Liberty shell set has been in my EDC since I got it in 2007. I've always carried it with me. It goes everywhere with me. It's been dinged up, I've had to repair it. Like, it happens, but that's my favorite coin set. Um, Use your gaffs. Like, I get you spend a lot of money, you don't want to damage them, you don't want to lose it, but that's just part of the game. Also, don't put yourself in a situation where you are going to lose your gaffs. Like, I keep my Walking Liberty set stays in this until it's ready to perform, or some kind of coin purse. Um, when I'm done, they stay in this. I've never taken my coin gaffs and just mixed them up with a bunch of other stuff to accidentally spend it. Uh, the amount of times I see people accidentally spending is just bizarre to me. Um, I don't get it. I've never done it. But I always keep all my stuff separate so it doesn't get mixed around. And if I for some reason did have a bunch of stuff in my pocket that was combined, at the end of my day, I'd be checking everything, making sure I have what I need to have. But that's kind of rambling on for that. Use your gaffs. Love them, use them, perform with them, carry them. Don't let them go to waste. You might as well just give them to someone else. Okay, now we get into my two big ones. And both of these have become really big recently. Like with the advent of social media and the advent, just more readily available technology. And really, it's kind of a tie between these two, these being like some of my biggest pet peeves. But one is people that are constantly just kissing ass. Um, and this has become a bigger problem with social media. More big name magicians becoming more easily accessible. And these are people you see, they're just like, they comment on everything from a couple creators that they have respect for. And I think that's where it starts from, is a position of respect, but then they're just constantly kissing this person's ass. They even off subject tell the creator like that everything they do is gold and things like that. And these are people that can't see past like when there is something that is garbage from these creators, or iffy, or they've done something where like, hey, this is like, you're not fulfilling on this, or like, yeah, you have some good releases, but this is absolute dog crap. Like, these are people who are just constantly just like in there saying, oh, well, you're a god, blah 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 blah. Stop, you're annoying. You annoy a lot of people. No one wants to say anything, and when they do, then you try to attack them back. Stop kissing ass. Magicians are people. I am friends with big names in magic. Big names in magic. Uh, I'm friends with normal people. Like, I consider us all equal. No one's better than anyone else. They have maybe bring a different set of skills to the table in my friend group. But at the end of the day, we're all magicians. We all love the art. We all want to better it. We all want to better ourselves. And I'm never going to go around like kissing any of my friends' asses. I'm not trying to get, and I'm not going to go around online and try to kiss anyone's ass. It's not my job. And magicians have big egos, and they love it, and they're not going to tell you to stop it. If you come around kissing my ass, if I have something that comes out that you really like and you want to go around on your hands and knees groveling at my feet, that's fine, but I'm going to tell you to stop, because don't be that way. If you want to just have a chat, have a chat. Um, so yeah, there's that. I could go about that all day. But my biggest pet peeve right now is 3D printed products. I am so sick of seeing something, things like, oh, that looks really cool, and then getting it, and it's a cheap 3D printed product that no actual thought to real production has gone into it. Took the cheap way and the easy ways. Like, you basically sent me a prototype, charged me full price for it. And the magic companies that are a lot like that are supporting this and selling this on their website, they need to stop. When you find out that a product that you are selling on your website is 3D printed, you need to stop selling it. If you yourself as a magic company are 3D printing products to sell, stop. 3D printed items are great for prototyping, are great for when you're kind of working through everything. But the minute you're going to sell it, you need to go into real production. You need to go through the steps to get something professionally produced. There are things that I've gotten that would be no different than if I were to go to a Jamie Schoolcraft and say, "Hey, I want this shell set," and he were to send me back a case full of aluminum foil shells that he just pressed on coins. I said, "Okay, here you go. Here's your shell set." It's the exact same thing in my mind. So stop 3D printing. If you want a prototype, again, that's fine. If you're 3D printing the prototype to send to people to test out, again, that's fine because you're still in the trial phase. The minute you go to, I am selling this product, it needs to be professionally produced and not 3D printed. I have never seen a 3D printed magic product that has been worth selling as a product, because they're usually garbage, they're usually falling apart, they're not stable, and I've got a few of them. I've been mad every single time at the quality. So, anyways, that's my pet peeves. You may agree with some of these, you may disagree with some of them, you may agree for all or disagree for all. But I'd love to hear your opinion. What are some of your pet peeves in the magic world? As technology is changing and as times are changing, uh, we're probably going to see a lot more crazy stuff happen. Um, and who knows what my pet peeves list is going to look like here in a year or two. It may be just absolutely insane, but I'm trying to stick to just five, so these are my five pet peeves. But I'd love to know what yours are in the comments down below. And again, I want to thank you for watching this video, and we will catch you in the next one.